Hello everyone. In this video, we will be solving two-step equations, and this is the second part. I will put the link of the first part in the description box below. Let's take this first example right here. X divided by -3 plus 4 equals 0. This equation means that we need to determine what is that value of x such that when we divide -3 to it and we add 4, it will give us 0. In order that we can solve this kind of problem or any equation, our target is to isolate the variable by itself on one side of the equation. But in this case right here, our variable is x, but we got a -3 and 4. So we need to get rid of this -3 and 4 so that we can have x by itself on the left side. Others would want to use a broken line to separate the two sides of the equation, the left and the right side. So they can put that so they don't mess up with the work that they're going to show. As we go along, you can do that, or others may not put this division right here or this broken line. That should be fine too. So then we go ahead and say that this is x divided by -3 plus 4 equals 0. This means this is addition, so we add 4 to it. Now, we remember that the opposite for addition is subtraction. So in order that we can get rid of the positive 4, we're going to subtract 4. If we subtract 4 to the left side, we subtract 4 on the right side as well. So then we can go ahead and say that we can cross this -4 and +4 right there. So we are left on the left side with x divided by -3, and that is equal to 0 minus 4 is -4. Now, what we do next is, if we read this remaining equation that we have here, this is read as x divided by -3 is equal to -4. So this is division. Now, we remember that the opposite for division is multiplication. That means that we are supposed to multiply this, since our target is to have x by itself on one side. So we're going to multiply this by -3 so that we can cross out the -3 and -3. So then we do the same thing on the other side. We multiply that by -3. So then we can cross this -3 and -3 out. We are left with x, and that is equal to -4 times -3 is a positive 12. Remember, two negatives multiplied together will come out positive. So this is the value of x that will make this equation true. And this makes sense because if we have 12 divided by -3 is a -4. -4 plus 4 is a 0. Now, others are going to say, why do you call this type of equation as a two-step equation? Now, if you look at this, we actually just did two steps here. What we did was we just subtracted 4 from both sides. That's the first step. And then we multiplied -3 from both sides. And so that makes it a two-step equation. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, pause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. So this equation can be read as -1 plus x divided by 2 is equal to 4. So this is a minus. So we remember that the opposite of a minus or subtraction is addition. So this means that we are going to add 1 to both sides, add 1, and then I do the same thing on the right side, plus 1 here. So then we go ahead and cross this -1 plus 1, that becomes a 0. So then we are left on the left side with x over 2 is equal to 5. Again, our target here is to isolate x by itself on one side. That is what we mean by solving equation. So then we go ahead and say that this is x divided by 2 is equal to 5. So then since this is division, we remember that the opposite for division is multiplication. So I will multiply both sides by 2, then multiply by 2 on the other side as well. So then we can cross out the 2 and the 2. We are left with just x. So we can write this as x is equal to positive 10. So this is the value of x that will make this equation true. Did you get the same answer as this? Good. Perfect. Now let's move on to the next example right here. So we are given t plus 3 divided by negative 2 is equal to negative 4. So again, our target is to isolate the variable on one side of the equation. Since we have a positive 3 and negative 2, we need to get rid of them. Because again, we only want the t by itself on one side of the equation. So what are we going to do first here is that we are going to multiply both sides, since this is division. So that is t plus 3 divided by negative 2. We remember that the opposite for division is multiplication. So that means we are going to multiply both sides by negative 2 so that we can get rid of the negative 2 on the denominator right here. So I do the same thing on the right side. Multiply that by negative 2. So then we can cross out the negative 2 and then the negative 2. So the left side will have t plus 3 is equal to positive 8. Again, others are comfortable in writing a division by drawing a broken line between the left side and the right side of the equation so they don't mess up with the work. That should be fine. Others are not comfortable writing this division right here. That should be fine too. So then we go ahead and say that this is t plus 3 is equal to 8. So since this is added by 3, we remember that the opposite for addition is subtraction. So I go ahead and say minus 3 here and minus 3 on the other side. So then we are left with just t on the left side. So this is equal to t because we crossed out the 3 and the 3 right there. And then that is 8 minus 3 is 5. So the value for t here that will make this equation true is 5. Now if we plug this t back into the equation, so that's 5. So 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 divided by negative 2 is negative 4. So that makes sense. And please remember that this is an example of a two-step equation, because what we did was we multiplied both sides by negative 2. That's the first step. And the second step was subtracting both sides by 3 or minus 3 from both sides. So it's called a two-step equation. At this time, I would encourage you to pause this video and try this problem out on your own. And when you're done, unpause it and check your answer. Okay, so we go over the problem here. Again, our target is to isolate y by itself, since the variable that we have here is y. But then we have a negative 1 and 4, so we need to get rid of them. Now, others are going to say like, oh, the y is on the right side. You used to have examples with y on the left side. Does it really matter? It doesn't matter. The variable can be on the left side or it can be on the right side. It doesn't matter. So I'm just showing you an example that in some cases, the variable can be on the right side, not always on the left side. So then the first step that we need to do here is that since we say that this is divided by 4, remember that the opposite for division is multiplication. So we have to multiply this by 4 and multiply this by 4. So then we can cross the 4 and 4 right here. So then this would come out y minus 1 is equal to 4 times 2 is 8. Again, our target is to isolate y by itself. We still have a negative 1 here. So this is read as y minus or y subtracted by 1 is equal to 8. We know that the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 1 from both sides and then 1 to both sides here. So then we can cross this 1 out. And so we are left with y is equal to 9. And so this is the value of y that will make this equation true. And this makes sense because if you have 9 minus 1 is 8. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Did you get y is equal to 9 as your answer to this problem right here? Good. Perfect. If you find this video helpful, hit like and subscribe for more math videos. See ya!